world's greatest strategy. You can't lose playing this one, can you? I'm taking this strategy, turning $100 into $10,000. The best casino strategy is from these 5 things. Any strategy that you see on YouTube, that you see from people playing the casino, whatever it is, any strategy can win or lose on a given day. Alright, so preface the video with that. You might see a strategy that I've rolled out on my channel, strategies that other people have rolled out. It may work in the video, it may not work in the video, but when you actually put your money down on the table, it may work, it may not work. It's gambling, right? The casino has an edge in every single aspect of every game in the casino, or else they wouldn't be there, okay? So these 5 things are what is going to be your strategy to win more often at the casino. The first thing is to understand the game you're playing. It sounds simple enough, but a lot of people don't understand the game that they're playing in the casino. If you're playing craps, you don't have to know every single bet on the table, all right? I'm not expecting you to know every single bet, every single payout. You should know the bets and the payouts that you like to play, or that a strategy you are playing involves. If you're playing blackjack, you should know basic blackjack strategy. You should know when you should be standing, when you should be hitting. Baccarat, there's not much to know unless you have some kind of system you're playing, right? But you still have to know the system. So understand the game you're playing, but also know the system that you are playing. If you're going to play something on the craps table, you need to know how it wins, how it loses. You need to know what you're going to do from a monetary perspective next. Okay? So understand the game you're playing and understand the strategy that you are playing. Don't just take some video you see on YouTube and take it to the casino thinking, oh, I'm going to be a millionaire by the end of this. If you take that mentality to the casino, you're going to walk out of there a loser 99% of the time. I can promise you of that. So, know the game, know the strategy. On craps, practice on Crapsy, right? It's free. This is not some kind of like endorsement on Crapsy or anything. Play on Crapsy. Wizard of Odds has a simulator you can play on. Just Google Craps Simulator and you can play along. If you have a table, great, work it out on the table. If you have a shooting station, whatever you have, but at least understand the game that you're playing. Blackjack, if you want to practice, practice with some chips. You don't even need chips. You can get something that is similar. You can make your own chips, whatever you want to do, and just practice putting them out there, dealing a couple hands, understand the game before you actually go to the casino and risk your own money. The second point is to understand if you're there to be serious, if you're there to be recreational, okay? What that means is, are you going there to actually win money, or are you going there to have fun? 2 different perspectives. Yes, you can have fun and win money at the same time, but are you going there with a specific goal in mind or a mission? I'm going to get into that shortly. Or are you going there for fun? Are you just going with some buddies to the casino after maybe a night out, or maybe you just have some time to kill, you want to go to the casino? That's different than if you're going there to win X amount of dollars and then leave. Alright, so understand if you're trying to do this for a sustained amount of time, if you want to call yourself a professional, or if you want to call yourself that you're gambling for a set amount of time, if you're trying to win a certain amount of money, or are you just going to blow some money at the casino and have a good time with your buddies? With that second aspect, the blowing money at the casino, right? Here's the thing. Do not ever put money on the table you can't afford to lose. You have to be willing to lose the money that you're gambling with. Not that you're going to lose, but you have to be willing to lose it. One of my mentalities on that is, if you're a recreational player and you want to go play for fun, you want to go have a night out, you want to do whatever you do, take the money that you would spend on said night out and that's what you're gambling with. No more. You could gamble with less if you want, but no more than that. So, if you're going out with your buddies and you're calling it a night out, let's say you'd be going out to dinner, maybe a show, a movie, something. Whatever that total would amount up to, that's what you're gambling with. You're not going to add more to that. You're just going and it's a night of entertainment, let's say. If you're going with a goal in mind and you're trying to do this for a long period of time, that's different than going for a night to the casino quickly. If you're going to do it where you want to win consistently, you want to do all that kind of stuff, you're going to need to set goals, limits, all that kind of stuff. And that's what we're going to talk about next. Alright, so the third thing is goals, limits, realistic win goals, realistic limits. Alright, so if you're going to be doing gambling as like a side hobby, a side hustle, whatever you want to call it, you have to set yourself realistic win goals and realistic loss limits. If you have $10,000 and that's what you're going to gamble with, you're not going to take $10,000 to the casino on day one and try to win, right? You're going to break that up into smaller increments, try to build up a bankroll, and go along those lines. If you're playing from a recreational standpoint, like you're going out with your buddies, that money that you were willing to lose, that's it. You're not going to try to put more money on the table, chase your losses, all that kind of stuff. You're just spending what you would have spent on your night out. Now, when you are up at the casino, even if it's recreational, if you're professional, whatever you want to call yourself, when you're up and you're happy with what you're up, get the hell out of there. Time on the tables, time at the slot machine, time doing anything in the casino is your worst enemy. All right? The longer you sit there, the more the house edge will catch up with you. You could call it luck in the beginning that you won quickly. Fine. Call it luck, call it skill, call it whatever you want to call it. All right? But time at the tables is your enemy. So, if you're there to win a certain amount, win that amount, color up, and get the heck out. If you're playing just for fun and you want to do whatever, put some of the money back in your pocket. Please, for the love of God, put some of the money back in your pocket. You don't know how many times I've seen guys on bachelor parties, girls on bachelorette parties. When I'm at the casino, I'm playing, they put $100 in, and magically they're up $100 real quick. And they just sit there and they keep playing, they keep playing, they keep playing. I understand if you want to have fun and whatever, but don't let yourself lose more than you've already won, right? So if you buy in for $100 and you're magically up $100, well, take $100 and put it in your pocket. Now you're still playing, but you're playing with the profit you had, and worst case, you break even, which is a win at the casino 99% of the time. So, if you're going to set yourself goals like that, please be smart with those things. If you're going to be a professional gambler, or if you want to call yourself a semi-pro, whatever you want to call yourself, all right? Maybe not professional, but semi-pro, whatever. If you go to the casino with $1,000, okay, if you buy in for $1,000, you have to be willing to lose that $1,000. So if you're not willing to lose that $1,000, buy in for less, or set yourself a stop-loss goal. If you're willing to lose 500 of the 1,000, once you are at 500, done for the day, walk away, you'll come back another day. Same thing if you are up, right? If you buy in for $1,000, you're trying to win 20%, that's $200. Once you're up that $200, it's also time to walk away, okay? Yes, you may be in the middle of a roll on the craps table, you may be in the middle of a hand on blackjack, whatever it is, but once that sequence is finished, make sure you have your buy-in plus your win goal set aside, and you're good to walk with that once you hit that goal. You gotta get out of there. Again, time is your enemy. The fourth thing is being realistic, right? So it kind of touches upon the limits and your goals, but you have to be realistic, right? I know a lot of people see these goals and these challenges online. Some guys buying in at a blackjack table for $5,000 and playing a $5,000 hand of blackjack. Most people cannot do that, right? And if you can, fantastic, good for you. But you have to understand that a lot of these people have money that they don't care about, or the other thing is they're playing virtually risk-free in order to draw more attention to the casino. All right, there are people who have agreements with the casinos that they can go gamble, they'll give them money to gamble. They post a video about it. All right, you know who I'm talking about. And it's no one in the craps world if you're a craps player watching this. But there's people on social media who will give you a very false sense of reality of what gambling looks like. They may always be winning. They may be, playing large amounts of money. Now, there are people who do play for large amounts of money. But most people cannot do that, so don't think you can go and do that. All right? If you're going to play a $5,000 hand of blackjack, your buy-in better be in the six figures, okay? Or close to it, if you're playing $5,000 hands. Why? Well, you lose one, now you're down $5,000, okay? You lose another one, now you're down $10,000. Let's say you got a double on a hand. Well, now you got $10,000 out on the felt. Say you lose that, now you're down 20 grand. All right, you could be down a lot of money very, very quickly at the casino. So make sure you're playing within your limits, but don't take what you see on social media and things like that as something that you can do. You have to be realistic, right? If you buy in for $100, don't think you're walking out of the casino with 10 grand. If you do, props to you, I'm happy for you. But don't think that's a realistic expectation to have all the time. Okay? Same thing if you're playing roulette, if you're playing blackjack. You see these guys who, they'll put $200 on the felt, they'll win. Say they're playing blackjack, 400, they win. 800, they win. 1600, they win. Yes, it's possible to win those kind of hands in blackjack, right? But that $200 is relatively meaningless to them. Okay? It's not like they're going to the casino with $200 just trying to have some fun and win, because you could easily get smacked on that first hand. All right, so be realistic and don't take what you see on social media as the law a lot of the time. Same thing with YouTube, right? YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, all of it, okay? A lot of the content creators are putting out content, is exactly what that is, right? For me personally, I'm putting out strategies, I'm putting out videos, all that kind of stuff. I vet the strategies I put out. Am I going to tell you they win all the time? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. They don't. And I say it in a lot of my videos. This strategy, it can win, it can lose. I try to preach that message that any strategy can win, any strategy can lose. It depends on what game you're playing and what that game is giving you at that minute, right? If you're playing blackjack, and you're playing a martingale strategy, if you have enough money behind, it's gonna work, right? The problem is having enough money behind to make it work. On the craps table, whatever the dice do, that is what you are working with that day, okay? If you're playing dark and you're getting beat up, it's just not your day. If you're playing light, you're getting beat up, it's not your day. You have to understand that the videos that you see are a very small sample in a large sampling of action at the casino. All right? You may see 3 hands of blackjack. That's probably 2 minutes, not even, at the casino. If you're playing by yourself, you could bang out 3 hands in 1 minute, right? If you see a 40 roller on the craps table on a video, the video may only be 20 minutes. That 40 roller may be 2 hours worth of rolls at the casino. Fine. You know how many hours are in a day? There's 24. All right? So you only saw a small fraction of the actual play. Keep that in mind. Set realistic goals. Know when to leave. Know when to get out of there. And we're getting to our 5th thing. All right, the 5th thing, and this is probably one of the most important aspects of the games in the casino, and of the 4 things I've already talked about, number 5, very, very important, okay? Number 5 is control your emotions. Now, you're going to say, D-Gen, I don't have emotions. I don't do blah, 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 blah. Shut up, all right? We all have emotions, okay? You may not be a crier. You may not show your emotions very well, But when the money is out there and you're gambling, believe me, your emotions are there. What do I mean by control your emotions? You can't let big wins affect you, and you can't let small losses affect you, or big losses affect you. Yes, they will have some impact on us, but you cannot let that take over your whole mindset and your whole mentality. Okay? There's a great speech from Roger Federer, actually, that I'm a tennis fan as well, so that's why I know this. But Roger Federer gave a great speech that, if you want to go look it up, it was a college address he gave at a graduation where he said, he's one of the best tennis players in the world, okay? And he said he may win 80% of his matches. That's really good, right? He's one of the best in the world. He's still only winning 80% of the time. Of those 80% of his matches won, he only won 54% of the points. Okay, so he wins 80% of the time, he only wins 54% of the points. His message there is that in the grand scheme of things, that point that he may have lost, you got to put it behind you, you got to move on, and that'll help you be more positive and more progressive in the end, right? So, you lose a hand of blackjack, right? You can't go on tilt. You lose a hand, you got to stick to what you're doing, okay? Same thing if you lose 5 hands in a row. Yes, it sucks. Believe me, I know, I've done it. It sucks. But you can't let those 5 losses dictate how you're going to play for the rest of your session, because you're emotional about losing those 5 hands. They will come around eventually, right? It may not happen right away, but you lost those 5 hands. Yeah, it sucks, but you got to keep going on. So you got to be emotionless at the casino when you're playing. Either it's table games, slots, whatever it is. And this also goes back to the point of playing with money that you can afford to lose, or money that you would spend on a night out, whatever it is. Because if you're playing for rent money, your emotions may go from here to here because you're trying to win your rent money. That's the dumbest thing you can do, okay? Gambling to try to pay for something is stupid. Please don't do it. But you got to keep your emotions in check when you're at the casino, because once you start letting your emotions take over, then your subconscious isn't going to be working the way that you want it to work to help you have the advantage over the casino to play whatever strategy you're playing. You might deviate from it. You might do a lot of different things that are based on your emotions rather than what you actually wanted to do. So stay emotionless at the casino. Yes, on losses, you may get down a little bit, but put it in the rear view, keep chugging forward. Big wins, fantastic, okay? But don't expect that to keep happening, okay? You have to take that win, be happy, cheer, roo-rah, whatever it is. Back in the mindset, back to go. Back to playing what you're doing. Or if you have a big win, get the hell out of there and leave. All right, quickly, summarize. Know the game you're playing, all right? The 5 tips that I'm giving you, they're not actually going to... That's not a strategy, right? It's an overall strategy, but it's not like I'm going to go put this on the table and this on the table. It's 5 strategies for a mentality on how to play at the casino, how to do better. So understand the game, understand the rules of the game that you're playing, have some background knowledge. It'll instantly put you ahead of the curve because you actually know what the hell's going on. If you're going to take it serious, take it serious. Set win goals, realistic goals, loss limits, all that kind of stuff. If you're playing for a recreational purpose, again, play with money that you would spend on a night out, disposable money, whatever it is. Play with that and don't put actual money that you need on the tables. And when you do that, again, make sure you have realistic goals for yourself, limits, all that. Finally, control your emotions, be emotionless at the table, and work on not having swings in your play based on your emotions. Use your brain and don't let the emotions come take over and ruin your day at the casino. Hopefully these tips have helped you. I know it's not an actual strategy, but it's a mentality and a mental strategy for you to go to the casino. Don't forget, you all have a little DJ in you, and I will see you all very, very soon. Peace.